Good chilly morning, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, hey, we got a little bit of snow last night, and it's still going on here this morning. I'm going to pause for a minute. This is going to be the introduction to today's podcast. We're going to talk a little bit about developing radio shows for the GMO and the property preservation industry. Do not go anywhere. Get the coffee out. Fluff it up, folks. We'll be right back. Okay, I am back, ladies and gentlemen. Morning, morning, morning. Boy, it is a chilly willy out here this morning. Of course, we got that Sumatra mandolin and my infamous warm your bones biscuits and gravy. Hey, what I'd like to talk to you right now, there's a lot of developments going on in two different areas that I write about and talk about all the time. One of them is GMO and how they're affecting the food supply. And the other is property preservation. Of course, you all know I've been involved in property preservation for quite some time. And as I started doing things, I found a couple issues that kind of intertwined. And it's a money issue that runs back and forth between the mortgage field service industry and GMO technology and the propaganda game. But what I'd like to do is put something out there. We are looking to develop GMO Tuesdays, Preservation Thursdays. The days are not locked in stone. And I say that, I grabbed 2 days out of the week, Tuesday, Thursday. They're the odd days. I only got two shows. But GMO Tuesdays, what I want to get into and develop is a show that we do. Boy, it's cold. I was just outside taking photographs, folks, and filming the introduction here on this video. But there's so many issues going on, and I would like to bring to the forefront facts. I don't want to get into, oh, you're scientifically illiterate, you're technologically phobic, or whatever it is. Poppycock. That's a bunch of crap. I'm not scientifically illiterate. How is it that I am scientifically illiterate by saying I don't want poison in my food? I'm going to ask every single one of you out there, and before you answer the question, I want you to look at little Susie and Johnny and ask yourself this question. Do you want poison in your food? Very simple question. Everything on the grocery shelf, everything by Kellogg's, Post, General Mills, Kroger, it goes on and on and on. It's like, how big of McDonald's and Frito-Lay to say, we're not going to use GMO potatoes, but everything else on the menu at McDonald's has genetically engineered ingredients and products in their food. Everything that Frito-Lay does. Look at any product by Frito-Lay, with the exception of their potato chips. Everything else by Frito-Lay's is genetically modified food products, ingredients to make your corn chips, your tortilla chips, your Doritos, all of that stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Do you want poison in your food? How about your Twinkies? How about your cupcakes? How about your breads? Do you want poison in your food? Your pastas, your rices, all this stuff. Your sugar, everything. Do you want poison in your food? Big issue coming out. But, and again, this GMO issue, ladies and gentlemen, is a propaganda issue. It is a consumer power issue. And there's a lot of things. My biggest question in the GMO industry, pink pineapple, potatoes that don't rot, apples that don't, who ordered that stuff? The whole idea behind healthy food is to eat it while it's fresh. You don't let it sit and rot and eat it. You don't, why would I want a potato that doesn't rot? I'm sorry. If I have a potato more than a week, I bought too many potatoes. I don't buy 6 next week. I only buy 5. You see how that works, folks? It's really simple. But what I want to get into with the GMO, I want to discuss the technology, the updates, the legal things, how maybe you can help develop programs on a local level to deal with seed banks, to deal with getting ordinance passed that no GMO crops can be produced in this county, stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff I want to get into. I want to get into interviewing some of these people. Bring in, you know what? I'd bring Monsanto in and do an interview with one of them bozos and see if we couldn't put them in the crosshairs. But let's think about that. All over the country, the radio station, the radio network is a Lotus network. It's part of the Lotus family of radio stations. It not only gets local coverage here, it gets nationwide coverage and international coverage with the internet feed that the station has. It's we can also be picked up on any TuneIn app and stuff like that. So what I'm looking for both the shows, sponsors and advertisers, especially with the sponsors. If you're a sponsor, if we do an hour show, I will create a segment. If you're a sponsor, we will create a segment specifically for the sponsors of the show to promote their company, to promote whatever it is coming down the pike. If you, let's say you're a seed bank, you have events going on for your thing, well, we'll have a segment. There'll be like a 12-minute segment out of the time or whatever that we have you on once a week to talk about your company, promote whatever events are going on in your area, etc., etc. Preservation Thursdays. Again, I don't want to get into beating up, and we know the National Association of Mortgage Field Services is a quack organization. We know that the members, we call them offender members, they steal from people. We know that. What I'd like to do is develop a preservation program that not only highlights everything going on in the industry. What new regulations are in your state? What new licensings might you need to have? And let's put something together that benefits labor and management. Let's find some non-NAMFS members out there to come in and talk about their company, or maybe how things go. Let's get, maybe we can get Mr. Carnes on the radio one day and interview him live on the radio. I know we have people in the industry that have vast resources. They have great connections. They have deep databases. And to all of you, I'm sending out a plea. You guys know what's going on in this industry. What I would like to do, I would like to be able to have constructive debate on industry issues. Management side, labor side. I would also like to have a Business 101 section where we can discuss why it's important you 1099 back charges that are 3 years old. I would like to, in that Business 101, you want to have updates. What kind of codes updates are there that need to be acknowledged by labor and members of labor, companies completing services. Education and safety is a big issue in this industry. Maybe we can get OSHA, one of the OSHA guys, to come in every now and then and discuss stuff like this. So, or maybe a company, I know Brian Mingham is doing some really, really positive things for the industry. Maybe he can come on and talk to us about some of the changes coming down the pipe. He's a very knowledgeable gentleman in the industry. Maybe we can get this new organization, IFAST, IAFST.com, ladies and gentlemen. Go look it up. Maybe we can get them to come on and talk about their education program. Maybe we get NARPE to come on, talk about Richard Law, his education program. There's a lot of good stuff going on in the property preservation industry that gets overshadowed and overlooked by the criminal element and criminal activity that goes on a daily basis. And perhaps a radio show can help us stop that. I can get you demographics. I can get you advertising numbers. I can get you all kinds of stuff. What I just want to say is this. If you need a little bit of help with your company, You need a shot in the arm. Julie Lockman up in Oregon. Maybe you need your name out there in front of other people. Ben Vincent down there in Southern California. Maybe you need a shot in the arm with other companies. Remember, this IFAST organization is international. They got members in Europe, Canada, all over the place. So we're not just looking at, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, just because you have a property preservation company that does provide services in Washington and Oregon doesn't necessarily mean an international platform to get a plug out. I mean, spend $100 a month or something on some advertising on an international, national, and local level. You never know. You might find a client you didn't have. You might pick up a person that is looking for a property management company. Remember, property preservation industry services transcend a lot of industries. You got the landscape maintenance. You have window washing, for crying out loud. You have all kinds of, you guys know what I'm talking about when it comes to property preservation. But one of the big things, let's flip back for just a minute. That's and of course, we have to have the watch list. We have to be able to tell everybody who the bad boys and girls of property preservation are every week. I mean, what would a watch list be if we weren't able to tell everybody about Dave Edwards and Hope Gamble trying to scam your money because they are sovereign citizens wanting to be judges? They proclaim themselves as a judge. That's the kind of information we will put out. I don't want to, if you call my radio show and you tell me so-and-so did this, so-and-so did that, my first question is, have you done what you need to do? I want to bring in people like Scott Wolf and interview them and tell them so we can explain lean stuff like, to people, the procedures and stuff. This is something that I really think will benefit the industry if everybody stops and takes a step back from all the anger and all the being pissed off and just think about it for a minute. We have a platform, we have an avenue to pursue where we can put the criminality of the industry on the front page. It's really simple. It is really, 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 really simple. So, that said, GMO Tuesdays, Preservation Thursdays. Do you have a company? We got all kinds of, we can do advertising packages for you. We can do sponsorship packages for you. So if you're in the property preservation industry, if you're a blogger, or you have organic products, I'm going to grab a couple right off the top of my head. Petaluma Seed Bank, Mary's Heirloom Seeds over in San Ramon, California, Marla Don Gates back there in Pennsylvania, people like that for the GMO. If you're a restaurant, I know in the Reno area, like Kelly Rush is a big foodie person, got a lot of food shows. So I'll definitely be talking to somebody like that in the local Reno area. If you are in the local Reno area and you're picking this up, you got a restaurant, you're a chef, you got a company that is non-GMO. You produce something for the agriculture industry that is a organic product. Farmers markets, education programs, anything like this going on. I want to be able to discuss it, get it out there in front of people, make this issue, make people aware of this issue. For example, the big issue right now, sugar beets. Nobody wants to buy these GMO sugar beets. Even Hershey's has said, no, our customers want organic. They don't want the GMO sugar beets. So now all of a sudden there's a big issue up in Idaho with the sugar beet farmers up there. And they're saying, hey, you know what? It's not worth it. We're going back to other methods. So we'll see how that plays out. But just stuff like that we can talk, and perhaps we could get the guy for the sugar beets on there. I know he wants to develop, and I don't understand why his program to get GMO information and science out there to explain it. You know what? We're not all scientifically illiterate that we need you to explain the science of evolution to us on what happens when you continually put poison on something day after day after day after day. You're going to get resistance. It's just that simple. Let's wake up on this, on both these issues, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you are interested in either one of those subjects and you would like to get in on the ground level of development, maybe you want to do some research, help research stuff, maybe you'd like you have a processing company for your organization, you want a little bit of advertising time, you know, think about it. It's just something that I think and I really, really, really feel that can benefit everybody involved. It really can. It can benefit everybody involved. Of course, a GMO show wouldn't be complete without discussing the new menu items on restaurants, some of these, things like that. So let's take a look at what we can do. And if this is something that you might be interested in, if you would be interested in helping us get a couple radio shows off the ground, give me a call. AllidayLLC at the Gmail. I'm all over the website, AllidayLLC.com, ladies and gentlemen. 775-230-9915. We got snow here today. I'm getting ready to go out and take Christmas card pictures. That's how much snow we have. It is going to be a fantastic day, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a good time, hey? And as always, let's all be safe out there. I got to go get my biscuits and gravy on, man. Let's have a good day, folks.